Alrighty, everybody. It's been a while since I've put up a video, but I figured now is about time. I've been super busy, big change in my life, and it's finally mostly put together. We got the Vista Cruiser out for the season, which is nice. It's running and driving good, just needs an oil change and some shocks changed in the front. Truck and trailer are now stored together, which is nice. And here is, let me take a couple steps back. This is the big change. This is the new shop. This is where all the work will be happening. It's on a different side of town, much safer. We have 2 bays. This whole thing is rented out by me and my girlfriend Sierra. I'll show you the inside. It's in this old stone building that was built in 1914, is what it says on the outside. You can see that. So this is the old, this is the new shop, which is pretty nice. So we'll hop inside quick. This is Alex's car that we've been working on. And this is the shop. We'll kick some lights on. We have windows, which is excellent. We have water right there. And we still have heat. All the utilities are included, which is excellent. We fit the bends in here. It's just a little tight right now, so you have to stand on the bumper. And we fit the truck and the 2 motorcycles with plenty of room to walk around except for the bends. This is the shop. It's pretty much everything that was in the old shop, plus a little extra. And it's laid out pretty much how I want it. I moved it not this most recent weekend, but last weekend. It took me, I borrowed a truck from work, a flatbed. It took me, Sierra, 2 other guys, and my mom all day. The guys had to leave early. I was moving for 14 hours that day. And then the next day I came in and did another 10-hour day. And then I was every night afterwards that week. And then it was all this weekend. And today is the first Monday where I can actually work on the Triumph. I had to build these shelves to hold all my parts. These guys right there. And they turned out okay. I'd say they turned out just fine. The air compressor, the floor is sloped quite significantly. So you'll see that the air compressor is standing up straight. I have a little board under here to slope it back, which is fine. Same thing with my cabinets, that's fine. The water flows very nicely to the drain. I have plenty of outlets. I was able to go through and reorganize everything and clean everything up, which was nice. I didn't lose anything in the move, I don't think. It's just a much more efficient space. It's a much bigger space. It's excellent. We have these little bays in the windows so I can hold everything I need to. We are going to be putting a sink right here. A utility sink. The only downside to this building, well, there are 2 downsides. These are the heaters for the office building right there. These are the boilers. So they take up a small footprint. It's no big deal. If they ever have to service them, I get an email saying we're going to come in the next day and look at the boilers. And I just roll my toolbox out of the way. They can get in there, work on them, and then put my stuff back. The other inconvenience is there is no bathroom. Now my house is extremely closer. I didn't think it was going to be possible to find a shop that was closer to my house, but I did. This one is half the distance that the other one was. It's only a mile away. So it's a short drive, but if you gotta go, you can't make it a mile drive. We do have the emergency toilet. It's a bag on a bucket with a seat. You just tie it off and throw it out if you have to, but emergencies only because it's not convenient. It's pretty nice. There's not a whole lot to say about it. It's just a new space. It's about 250 square feet bigger than the old shop, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is significant. Especially, I can put a lot more shelves. The layout is better. It's a little bit wider. All right, sorry, it's about the same depth. It's maybe like 2 feet deeper, but I think it's like another 7 or 8 feet wide. I can't remember, but it's a significant amount wider than the old shop, which is excellent. I mean, I can get 2 cars right here. I have all the doors open on them, and they won't touch the walls. They won't touch each other, which is very nice. It's exactly what I would want. And I've been permitted to keep my truck and trailer on the side of the building. So if I have like a parts car or something, I can just keep it on the trailer. That's fine. These shelves are mounted to some anchor points that were already in the walls, but they just, weren't strong enough. So we just built some shelves real quick, threw up these braces. I tore apart a lot of my wooden shelves. A lot of them got torn down because I didn't need them anymore, and because they were just taking up space or they were too deep. Like, this custom built shelving, it's 19 inches deep, so that it lines up pretty well with the garage door. Not so much for this lower one, but for the upper one. If you put something tall, I didn't really want to hit the garage door. And you can see right there with the rail. It's not too bad. I didn't want it to look like overhang. Like, I feel like I was gonna make them 2 feet deep, but I feel like that extra 5 inches would have really made it feel claustrophobic. Because it'd stick out to about here, and that's just not great. It's about as well laid out as I could get it. We have all the tools, all the parts cabinets, of course. There's all the bolts. Here are some service parts, all recessed in the window wells. We have a big fan, which is nice. I've separated some things differently. Like my tires are now under my workbench, but what I had on my workbench, I had that two shelf unit that's taken apart because everything that was on it now has a space other than there, so I can fit bulkier things. It's not super loud here. I know you may have just heard a truck and trailer drive by. It really only happens when that guy is done with his workday, and then every once in a while, there's a potato chip company that has a couple units here. They'll drive in and drop product off. Benefit is they throw out all the expired chips, and so you get chips that expired that day. They're still good. I got like 30 free bags of chips, which is fantastic. And I give them to all my buddies and stuff. And it's like, I tell them where I got them from. It's like, they're packaged. They're not going to go stale anytime soon. They're fine. So now other people like me even more because I give them free $5 bags of chips. The truck is pretty much all contained to here, all the major components. There's truck parts up there still. I got my cabinet set up. I do have plans to build up this side a little bit and run a shelf across, so that's flush with that one. That'll be nice. I feel like that would be a nice benefit. I'm able to put my hoist and engine stand right here in the middle. And convenient. With these gone, I could open the doors. Like if I move these, I could open the doors all the way. But you can open it enough. You know? Alright. Vacuum cleaner's mounted here now. I'm trying not to give you like this is where everything is to, or just a general idea of the type of shop space I'm working with. Some of the ideas I had when I was putting all this up. So the same thing, we have these anchors. We have these anchors in the walls that built the shelves, hung them, then we strung them together, and then we added the stringers. Don't need a stringer on this side because this was actually the perfect height to just rest on the cabinet, which also has a board underneath to pick the wheels up so that it sits flush. Then we built this little shelf so I could fit all my engines underneath and parts, and then lighter stuff on top. Some light transmissions and motorcycle engines. The fridge, not really have a good spot for it, so we just extended it out a little bit, put it here. It's fine. Pizza oven doesn't get run up there, but it works. And conveniently, all these boards, they're resting on this little lip, this little brick lip. So they're pushing down and into that corner. Same sort of lip over there. So that's very nice to have a lip like that. I don't know what camera angles or zooms I'm using, so if it's inconsistent, I apologize. We have a nice walk-through door. That deadbolts. It's a nice solid door. This pretty much always stays locked because I have a keypad on the garage door, which is very nice. That's really it. I mean, it's not like and it is a massive update. It took a lot of work to get here, and it's really nice to have a new building, but it's just not that interesting. You know, what happens in the building is interesting. But I will say this building is very aesthetically pleasing. Not only is it a better layout, but I think it just has more of an old shop vibe. I mean, you got the bricks. It'd be cooler if all the bricks were red, like on the back wall. We have all those bricks, but they're painted. That's fine. We have this cool old ceiling, which is very close to one of the ceilings that used to be in my house, which was built earlier than this building. I think my house was built in the mid to late 1800s, like 1870s, 1880s, somewhere around there. We have the stone exterior of the building, which is really, really cool. We've got insulated garage doors. They pretty much always keep the heat just above freezing. Not like just above, but they keep it at like 50 degrees all winter long. Just to keep the pipes from freezing on the boilers. That's pretty much the only reason this building exists now. But they figured the way I learned about this building, the reason I'm getting such a good price on it is because at my old shop, one of the guys who was renting out a unit there was also renting out this unit for a steal, like an absolute steal. But the owner of the building passed away, or he sold it. I don't know which. All I know is it changed hands to a new owner. And they, still a good deal, but they jacked because they were getting it for an unbelievable price. So, new owner said, well, if I'm going to charge you guys this much rent, I might as well use myself. So I'm going to raise it up to this amount of dollars. And they didn't really want to pay that. So he was renting out with a buddy of his. And the guy that I know was like, hey, if you're looking for another shop, an upgrade or anything, you can come ahead and do this. And came and looked at it, and it's like, yeah, it's really interesting. I'd like to know more about it. I talked to the new owner. It's a little on my price range, just a little bit. And Sierra said, well, you know what? I'm probably going to be buying a parts car in a couple months, or a parts car project car in a couple months. I'm going to need a place to work on it. So, because we did not split the rent evenly, it's a 60-40 split, I think. Yeah, it's somewhere around there. I pay a little bit more in rent because right now it's all my stuff in here. So I'm just super appreciative of Sierra for helping me out and helping me get into this great building. But there's benefits for her too. I mean, she gets to use all my tools. She gets to use my truck. When she gets a project car, she can just move right into a shop that she can use, which is something I really wanted to be able to do for her at some point. She doesn't have to worry about, if I'm going to work on this at home or do I have to take it into work and then trailer it home again. She'll have a space, I'm really happy to be able to share the space with somebody so that it's not just me. It's also nice, she pays for some things. I pay for some things now instead of me just footing the bill for everything. I forgot how much, like $700 or $800 wrapped up in my air compressor. A little expensive. The press I got for free, lucky. I'm still going to be working deals, but it's just nice to have a little extra financial flexibility. If we need a tool or something, it's not going to be like, I have to either get by without it or budget it in. Yeah, that's about it. This is the new shop. I really, really like it. It's just got a good feeling to it. I like how it looks. I like the space. I like the dimensions of the building, how it's laid out. And it's enough talking about the new building. It's about time we get to work.